Here we go. I think it started. I can't even see the little time counter. Anyway, I just came from outside. So I have on a hat because I'm still cold. It's cold here. Anywho, I uploaded a video like yesterday and anyway, it didn't go through. So I'm not late with my review. The computer just, whatever. So anyway, let's get into it. Walking Dead episode. What episode is this? I didn't even write it down. I know it's called Prey. And it's episode like 314 or 315 at this point, I think. So, oh my goodness. Did you guys see that coming? Andrea is in the torture chamber. Oh, that's so sad. It's not funny, but it's like, damn. She was just like in bed with this dude, and now he's gonna, like, I don't know what he's gonna do. But anyway, this was a good episode to me. I don't know if you guys read the blogs, but I do, or read the like online reviews and stuff. Those are blogs, yeah. And I like to read the comments. I like to read the reviews because I like to see other people's point of view. For me, I thought it was a good episode. For a lot of people, I guess on the blogs and stuff, they thought it was not a good episode. They thought it was just kind of generic. I'll tell you what was generic was Tyrese and Alan, like their little beef over the wife who got bitten way in the beginning when they first came to prison. I'm assuming that was his wife, and I think that he was the mom of the guy, the other guy. So that was kind of I don't know, like Tyrese was so reassuring to the guy when he was like, oh yeah, I saved her, but she didn't look at me that way. And then when he was hanging him over the zombie pit, he like threw it right back in his face. I was like, I don't know, that just didn't seem like his character. It was like they just threw it in there to make it more something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm all blah, but yeah. So what else happened? Okay, so we start off with the flashback with Michonne and Andrea. Let me sit up straight. I'm scared here. So look, it's cold. It's not cold in here, but I'm trying to keep myself warm. Anyway, so we start off with the flashback with Michonne and Andrea sitting around the fire. That kind of bothered me because I'm just a mess over here. That bothered me only because we didn't learn anything more about Michonne. Again, like I said, I read the blogs, and from the blogs, I gathered that the zombies that she was that she was carrying around with the chains were somebody, we already kind of knew they were somebody she knew, and I think we gathered that one of them was her boyfriend. So I'm guessing that's her boyfriend and maybe like his homeboy or something like that. Well, I gotta say homeboy because that's what I said, okay? So, but then, they showed a flashback where Andrea asked the question that we've all kind of been, and then we still didn't get an answer. It's like, well, what was the point? Blah. So, moving right along, Andrea sees, I was about to say Milton. Andrea sees the governor's crew, gearing up, getting everything together, and she's like, what's going on? I thought we were going to talk, and, he was like, oh, we're just doing whatever, just in case, this, that, and the other, just in case Rick pulls something, the crazy cowboy and the chick with the sword. So, Milton sees the governor in his little room, preparing all his little evil things that he's gonna do to like Michonne and Carl and Judith and Carol and the whole crew, and Merle and Daryl and Rick. So, and the rest, whoever else, Herschel and Beth and Maggie and Glenn. So he sees that and he's like, just kind of let it go. He said, I understand Michonne, which I don't, but he says, I understand Michonne, but, leave the rest of them alone or, just let it go. He said it doesn't matter anymore. And then the governor's like, no, it's all that matters. So after that, Then he blabs to Andrea and he's like, yo, he's coming for the whole crew. He's coming for Michonne, number one, and then he's coming for the rest of them. So you need to go and warn them. And she's like, well, let's go and warn them. He's like, I think I'm going to stay here. I wouldn't fit into the prison. She's like, well, Merle fits in. He's like, oh, I don't think so. So he doesn't go. And she said, okay, if you stay, you got to stop, sitting on the side and just kind of turning the other cheek and acting like you don't see what kind of person he is and you don't see what's going on. But, Andrea, how many times did we have to tell you that the governor was crazy? Of course she didn't see what we saw. She didn't see what Michonne saw. She didn't see what Merle saw. She didn't see what Rick saw. But, get a clue. I still like Andrea, though. I was proud of her that she went to the other end of Woodbury, and then she went to Sasha and Tyrese to tell them that Martinez needed them, and they were like, no, I don't think so. She was like, forget it, just, I'm leaving. So she hops the fence. Oh, I'm sorry. So she hops the fence, and, well, she didn't have to first. She had a confrontation with Tyrese and Sasha. Sasha was about to pull a gun on her, but Tyrese, he's like the voice of reason, so he was like, just go. But I'll give Andrea credit, you know what I'm saying? She took off with a knife and 2 legs, and that was it. So, of course, Milton, the governor finds out that Andrea left, and he finds out that Milton knew that she was leaving because, of course, Milton told her what he was going to do. Just making sure it's still recording. Sorry. And so, of course, the governor goes and chases her. And he sees her in the field. And at first she gets attacked by the zombies. I don't know when they got so super strong. But, yeah, she got attacked by the zombies. But she made it through. She almost got bit, but she didn't. Then she's running through the field. I don't mean to be so blah, but, I made this review. I swear I did. And it just didn't upload. I'm like, pissed off. So, anywho, Andrea runs into the field, and then of course he tries to chase her down. He's like beeping his horn. Like, dude, why are you beeping your horn? Like, hey, stop, I want to talk to you. I don't think I'm gonna stop and talk to you at this point in the field alone with you in your crazy pants. Your crazy pants. So she runs into the trees. He can't drive into the trees. Then she comes to an empty warehouse or something. And of course she goes in there. So now we're in creepy 1980s movie mode where, she's hiding and he's walking through and he's dragging a shovel and he's whistling and whatnot. Okay, I get it. It was fun to me, though. It was fun to watch because it was, intense. And it was, finally Andrea's thing, kind of what kind of dude she's been dealing with this whole time. Though I think Michonne telling me that the governor tried to kill me, Michonne telling me that the governor tried to kill her would kind of be, enough for me. I think I would trust Michonne enough to take her word for it at that point. And that was long episodes ago. So the fact that that didn't deter her then is kind of scary. So anyway, she's in the warehouse. I'm sorry. But she's running around. I'm sorry. And she's hiding, and he's like, "Come back to Woodbury." Echo. Very. Okay. And she's hiding, so he's like, well, suit yourself. And he gets a shovel. I don't know if the shovel came from the truck or inside the warehouse. I guess it doesn't matter. But he starts busting out the windows, and the glass is falling. And that was very mean and aggressive. So at that point, he was done. I don't know. Do you think he would have taken her back to Woodbury, or would he just had killed her out there and brought her back as a zombie, or maybe show Rick and everybody that she's a zombie now or something? Make sure I look crazy. So he chases her in there, and she decides to run into a stairwell, and she runs to the stairwell, but it's full of zombies. So really, I thought she was trapped. This is a really good slick move that she did. I loved it. So of course she's standing there looking at him because now they're face to face. He finds her, and she wasn't gonna go into the stairwell, but it was full of zombies. So then she came out and she's like got her back against the door, and she just whips into that stairwell and pulls the door to block her. And here comes the zombies now. I knew he wasn't gonna die right there. I was hoping, I think, but of course he can't die. But sorry. I was hoping he would. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would die. And then, but he didn't. I mean, we knew. I mean, those zombies were coming for him, and she was kind of cool, you know. So a lot of people on the blogs were like, "Well, why didn't she just take the truck and or something?" But I'm thinking maybe he didn't leave the keys in there. But other people were saying since she had the knife, she should have flattened the tires. That would have been a good idea, because then, you know, that would have slowed him down, perhaps, unless he's a tracker like Daryl. So she kind of walks out with her chest poked out. You know how Andrea does. She's like, she's doing her, you know, Woodbury strut on out the warehouse. And then she finally makes it to the prison. She's like, and people are like, why didn't she yell? Why didn't she yell? I'm like, because the prison is like 80,000 miles away from Woodbury. I mean, walking and running a day and a half, I think she did, maybe just a day. Hello? All right. When she did, she was like, like she was out of breath. She was done. And then, of course, the governor grabs her. Got you, Andrea. So that was kind of sad, but you know, it's not going to be that easy. That wasn't easy. That wasn't an easy road. So I give her point. She tried, you know, but the governor, he's determined and he's crazy. So, what else happened? Oh yeah, Milk burned the zombies. I don't know if it was just me, but I really thought Morgan was back. I thought like maybe Morgan kind of came to his senses. Because remember when Morgan didn't really know who Rick was, and then he finally remembered and he started, you know, yelling at him about the radio and how he didn't keep communication going between, you know, himself and Rick. And so I thought maybe like Morgan kind of snapped out of it and was kind of like rethinking, like maybe I do want to go back to the prison, but maybe, you know, he's kind of watching in the distance and seeing what's going on and seeing, you know, what the problem was, because he already said to Rick, he was like, well, you're looking for guns for a reason. So he kind of knew that Rick was in some trouble. So maybe he, you know, he's like, I don't have anything else. Maybe he came back to help Rick. That's what I thought. I was like, maybe he's been in the cut all this time and then he's going to like do stuff on the fly and, you know, kind of help Rick's team. But I guess it was Milton. And I'm kind of glad that Milton kind of fessed up to it in a way, because I didn't want Tyrese to get blamed for it, because he seemed like the obvious person to blame, considering he didn't want to go along with, you know, feeding the prison camp, Rick's camp at the prison to the zombies. He thought it was like too much. So I'm glad that the governor knows that it wasn't Tyrese and Sasha. So I know, no, I don't know, but I do believe that Tyrese is gonna, of course, end up helping Rick. Would it be interesting if like Rick, like the governor got killed, but Alan and Ben survived, and then they were like chased out of Woodbury, then Rick and his people take over Woodbury, and then Ben and Alan kind of take over prison and they start building up an army, and then it's like the fight all over again, except now Rick is the governor of Woodbury and now Ben and Alan are the new Rick and Carl, but like the bad version of Rick and Carl. I don't know. That was just a thought. And also what was just a thought was like maybe the virus came from, because I don't read the comics, so I don't know if they addressed where the whole virus thing came from. But I was thinking like maybe the virus came from, like they were trying to create a superhuman, because didn't you think like the zombies were kind of cool when they were like burnt, but they weren't dead, even though we knew they weren't going to be dead. So I was glad they showed them like still like, but they're So it's like maybe they're trying to create some superhuman like shot or superhuman something. And instead of it made the body superhuman, like almost to the point where it couldn't be destroyed, but it still decomposed and kind of killed the brain of the individual. And then it kind of got out and just, got out of control or something like that. So that's interesting. What else? I guess Milton has kind of grown some balls, which I'm glad. I don't know what he's going to do to Milton, but I hope nothing. And it's interesting to note that Milton knew Philip before this whole thing went off. So I'm wondering, like, did they work together, and where did they work? Maybe that's something we should know. I think I covered Tyrese and Donna and Ben and Alan. And let's see, the governor chases Andrea, blah, 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 blah. She's the governor. Oh, yeah, she almost shot the governor in that little room. So I'm thinking, like, somebody's going to see her in the room, right? Because she's sitting on the little salon chair, dentist chair, whatever it is. I'm thinking somebody's going to see her because Milton knows how to get up there and look down. And doesn't he know? Yeah. Anyway. So hopefully nothing will happen to Andrea. And we got 2 more episodes left, I do believe. And should be interesting. I'm going to miss my crew for the summer. But anyway, so that's my review of Pray. Let's P-R-A-Y, pray for Andrea. Yeah, because she's going to need it. Okay? Because he's mad at her. She sick those zombies on him. He is pissed. Alright. So that's about it. Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Bye.